What's up, Eva? How you been? I was live earlier, but my phone died. Order. See, I'm back in my domain. I feel more at home in the van than when I was on my walk going live. I feel more relaxed here. Like this is where I belong, on a live stream driving. I haven't seen my people in a while. I miss you guys. Couple reasons, I guess. I've been waiting for Cecil to slip up, but I think he's been defeated to the point where he's not even really active on social media anymore, unless he's got channels I don't know about, which could be the case. But I mean, he doesn't post anything over the length of a YouTube short, and it's always some bullshit content. Is that a victory for us? I mean, I'll take it. I'd rather him be all the way gone, but at least he knows. At least he knows. He can't say, talk crazy, he can't film kids. It's at the point where he has to have his comments turned off on all his videos, so there is no interaction with other people for him. That's important right there. The fact that we took that away from him is a victory. If that ain't a sign of guilt, I don't know what is. Order. Your crossbows are sick. I love them crossbows. I can't believe how accurate you are with those. I was wanting to talk to you about that because you know I like shooting firearms, but those crossbows are serious. Those are freaking serious. If you got stuck by one of those things, you're in big trouble. Too, is it true that an arrow can defeat body armor? Did I hear that right? think on my last live stream, which was a while ago, I was telling you guys a story about Ed, Cyrax, Chance's grandfather, step-grandpa, his grandma slash mom's live-in boyfriend, if you prefer, was reaching out to me about wanting a job. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. Well, I got a little side dish story about that. He was texting me, calling me like daily, wanting to work. So I set up a job for him and said, okay, Ed, I got a job for you. Well, he's never worked for me before, and I can't send the guy out to a job by himself. And especially, I'm not sending Ed out by himself. So I get to this job about 9:30, and I told him the night before, I said, when I get to the job, I'll call you and you can meet me there. So that's what happened. I called him at 9:30. Hey, Marcy. So I called Ed at 9:30. I said, hey, I'm at the job, blah, blah, blah. Well, he starts going off on me, telling me I can't work for somebody that goes to work so late, and like basically telling me he doesn't want to come to work without telling me he doesn't want to come to work. I'm like, Ed, it's 9:30 in the morning. I'm like, I'm at the job I wanted you to do. If you want to work, I'll get you rolling on this job, and then you can come in tomorrow at whatever time you want. Just being the first day, you got to be there when I'm there, and I got multiple people I have to go get going. I can't be there at 7 a.m. So that was like the end of it. And then later on that week, I went and did a trash clean out job, right? And I ended up finding this PS3, a PlayStation, and my gears started turning in my head, and I was like, So I messaged Ed, and I said, hey, I sent him a picture. I said, hey, I got this PlayStation. If you still want to come to work, I'll give you this PlayStation. You can give it to Chance. And because I know the trolls have sent Cyrax Xboxes and stuff like that before. So my gears were turning. Wasn't sure what I was going to do exactly yet. And then so then he started messaging me. Kind of sounded like he wished he came to work, because through the messages that we shared, they are so fed up with Chance not having an Xbox or a PlayStation, video games in general. They're like being driven out of their minds because he's unoccupied. So long story short, I gave the PlayStation away. I gave it to somebody who'll actually use it. I wasn't going to use it as a troll for Cyrax, right? Because fuck him, he didn't come to work. If he would have came to work, it would have been a different story. So I gave it away. I don't have it anymore. But they've been messaging me wanting this PlayStation so bad. And I told them that I gave it away, and Sally ended up messaging me last night and actually said, is there any way you could get that PlayStation back from the person that you gave it to and give it to us? And I was like, damn, that's bold. You know, that's a bold thing to ask. Hey, live your dream. Like, I would never ask somebody to take a console away from somebody that had given it to, you know, a kid. But on the other hand, like they're out of options. Like, they are so desperate. occupy him. I feel bad for them, you know? Like, they got their own issues and stuff like that, but it's a crazy situation over there. Crazy. And I think Sally's like, if I could just get, because I don't think they can afford one. I don't know that for sure, but I don't think they can afford like a PlayStation or an Xbox. A lot of people can. I'm not putting them down for that. I'm just saying, like, it must be getting real bad over there that they're messaging me to get that for them. Like, they had their chance. But Cyrax he must just be like, I don't know what's going on over there, but it must be getting bad. Do you live your dream? That's awesome, man. That's a great buy. So oh, that's freaking great. I didn't know you played. I used to play guitar. I love guitar. I've been messing around with this bushcrafting book. It's like teaching me little tricks for like going camping and woodworking, things like that, which I never have time to do. But I just like to lie to myself and tell myself that one day I'll be able to go do these things. But one of the things it had me make was it said you take a ball of cotton, like cotton yarn, candle wick basically make a candle wick, and you twist the wick up, and then you take paraffin wax and you melt it and you dip it in the wax. And I took kind of my own design. I took a 5.56 casing, I punched out the primer, and I put that wick through the casing. And if I fray the end of this yarn, and I take my ferro rod, which you hit with the back of your knife and it causes sparks, you can light this, and if you pull it, when it's lit, if you pull it down, you can make a small flame, or you can push it up and make a big flame, which is kind of cool. It helps with like starting fires, things like that. So that's what I've been doing on my my very little downtime. Oh, the pine tree resin. I've seen that on YouTube. So if you take the resin from a tree, a pine tree, what, same thing, and then you just like, you roll around your yarn, roll the braided yarn in the pine tree resin, that'll do the same thing. Yeah, I made like different size ones too. It's kind of cool to like, I carry a backpack every day, so just chuck it in the backpack. You never know when you might need fire. Oh, that's freaking cool. That's freaking cool. I'm gonna be trying that. Another thing I seen, Live Your Dream, is this guy. He's like a primitive survivalist. He makes glue. He makes like glue out of, I'm pretty sure it's some kind of a tree resin. But he's able to make like arrowheads and fix them onto like a bolt, you know, like an arrow. He can make arrows out of them, but he has this like primitive type glue. It's really cool. That's awesome. That's a good idea. It's crazy, like, the way people used to live back in the day. Man, they had so many more skills than we do today, I feel. Like, very useful skills. I feel like people all around, especially in the United States, but all around the world mostly, have gotten away from that type of living, like self-sufficient. If something were to happen, something major were to happen, I think a lot of people would be in bad shape. I think they'd be in bad shape. It's so important. I think it's really important. Like, I try to teach my kids how to make a fire, how to get cover from the rain with a tarp, basic knots, you know. No problem, brother. Yeah, Kel, I'm the same way. Yeah, my son, I taught my son how to make a bonfire. He's out there making fires like every day now. He'll be at his mom's. I'll go pick him up and he'll be like, Dad, I found, because I know somebody giving away a bunch of wood. They just got a tree cut down. We'll go over there and load the van up with the firewood, take it home, split it, put it in our little firewood shed. It's awesome. That's good stuff, you know. What's your feeling, Live Your Dream? What's your gut feeling? I must have missed something. Yeah, that's what I did. Live Your Dream too. Is teach them young. I agree with you on that. My one boy is all about it, and then my other son, I can't get him off the game. You know. But they're both good boys. Yeah, the way the world is these days, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's crazy. It already feels like World War III is going on in a way. I mean, if you look around the world, all the places that are at war with each other right now, and the United States getting involved in all this stuff, that it feels like something bigger is in the works. And people have to protect themselves everywhere. People have to be ready. I even made it a point to buy a couple like survival books, because shit hits the fan and the grid goes down. What are you going to do? You gotta have books to be able to know how to do some of this stuff. I don't have the time or the brain space to be able to learn all these things, all these skills. So sometimes having a book, or even having somebody like you guys teach me all kinds of stuff. Having people and resources to things to teach you these things is very important. I know a lot of people around where I live, they kind of live in a little bubble. They think, well, these things can't happen to me. This will never happen to me. Just look at history. History repeats itself. tell you what, I was a machinist for a long time, about 10 years before I started what I do, the company that I currently have. And between the skills I had with metalworking and then mixed with the things that I do now, it's really helped me to be able to figure things out and make things. Like I got a little workshop in my garage. I'm always tinkering with something. Yep. I grabbed a couple med kits, tourniquet, emergency fire starters, lights, things like that, emergency blankets. I got a big wooden, like, military type box I keep everything in. If ever need be, I can easily pull it out. Thing is, if you ever have to leave your home, it just depends on the situation. Are you gonna bug in or are you gonna bug out? Yes, independence is key. Self-sufficiency. I don't have any iodine. I need to get that. Man, antibiotics, ibuprofen, especially antibiotics. That would be, if something were to happen, that would be one of the first things I would try to acquire, because, or actually you should try to acquire it before something happens. But like, just think about it. A minor, simple little infection could kill you. That's a good point. I need to learn about, I need to research that. Natural antibiotics. Without antibiotics, we're screwed. I mean, if we get an infection, big problem. A little problem can turn into a huge problem real quick. Penicillin is easy to farm on. See, that's freaking awesome. Dude, you are so smart. Live your dream, and Kel, you guys are really smart. I need to learn this stuff. What's the raw garlic for? No, I have so much respect for you guys. That's freaking awesome. Willow bark. Natural Tylenol minus, see, that's awesome to know. So how do you take willow bark? Is there like, you have to, what do you have to do, boil it? That's badass. For every chemical med, look up from which plant they derive. The pure plant form most of the time does not have the side effects. Hey, Captain Spaulding. I get you, live your dream. So you boil the bark, and then how do you take the medicine? Do you drink it? Raw garlic keeps your immune system up. It does so much. I have it with honey every morning. You don't get the cold, you don't get the flu. That's awesome. Wow, chem school. So put it in a cup of water. Drink the tinctures. Okay. I love it. Poppies. I have a couple books that go through, it actually goes through all the plants and all the medicinal uses of these plants. I've never read it, but I need to. Haha, poppies. Pretty sure there's been some wars fought over those poppies. A lot of blood has been spilled. Because you can grow poppies, right? It's not illegal to grow poppies, is it? Maybe it is. Oh my gosh, yeah, I believe that. I believe that. I've heard rumors of people even eating poppy seeds and failing drug tests. I'll tell you what, over here in the United States, everybody's growing weed, it seems like. So many people. I see, like, with my job, I go to lots of people's houses, and I would say a good 40% of the places I go to, they got little grow rooms set up, and they're growing weed. It's so crazy. Like, I would never, if you would have told me that when I was a kid, marijuana would be legal and people would be growing it and there'd be stores selling it, I never would have thought that would be a real thing. That's good to know. Plants are wild. I mean, just think about it. Humans need water. We have to have it. We've been on this earth for a long, long time. So you know that everything that we need to survive has been supplied here on this earth. It's people that meddle with these things and all the preservatives and the chemicals that they put in the foods and the drinks. That's what takes us away from the more natural way of life, and that's what makes us sick. I think at my core, like, if I could really be doing anything I'd want to be doing, I think I'd be one of those people that live off grid, completely self-sufficient, living out in the woods somewhere. It would be so hard to make that step, to really do it, disconnect and really do it. That would be very hard. For me, it seems like it'd be very hard to do. It's fun to think about it, but it'd be so hard to do it. Haha. Me too. I'm on the edge. That's like, mentally I'm on the edge to be like, I want to do this, but it'd be so hard. I can't do it. That's awesome. Live your dream. I like to tell myself that that's where I'm heading, but I don't know. Really? So you're really doing it? Well, let me ask you, how long have you been preparing for that? Has this been a long time coming, or is this like, do you have people that are coming with you? Maybe you don't want to share about this, but, and I understand that, but I'm interested. Yeah, like how long, like what has there, man, I got so many questions now. So you're solo, so that's cool. So what, are you just going to disconnect from everyone or what? Yeah, I've been prepping probably since 2008. Like, off and on, been more serious about it. I've been more serious about it probably the last 10 years. Wow, that's awesome. Man, see, that's, more people need to think that way. More people need to start thinking that way for sure. Man, I respect that so much. So are you just going to be by yourself, or are you going to do it on your own, or what? Oh, I love that. Kel, I recently got a box. The same place I found that PlayStation, I also got a box of all 50 US states. They're like, it was from the 1970s, but they're topographical maps. And I've been learning about land navigation, so I got all these maps now, and they're all folded up nicely in this orange box, all 50 states. But they have like the scale on them, so you could actually use your compass to navigate with them. I've been having a lot of fun looking at those. Do you have a place in mind? Like, man, you must have some good plans set up. It would be hard to do it around here, I think, like where I live, just to disappear. There's places though. I do know one place, like if shit got bad, I do have one place I know that I could go and take my family, and I think it'd be pretty secluded. I found this place, you guys, when I was probably 18. So I used to go hunting in southern Ohio. Me, my father, my grandfather. Anyway, we used to have four-wheelers, and one day we were on this property, and she was a really old lady. She lived in an old farmhouse. She owned all kinds of land. Well, one day I ripped off on my own. I was out there, off the beaten trail, like making my own trail, and I came up on this cliff. No, first I saw a couple foundations to houses. Then there was one house that was like falling down. I was like, man, there's a bunch of old houses around here, like foundations. It was just full of trees. Anyway, don't think much about it. And then I go up on like this cliff, beautiful view, overlooking everything. There's not a lot of high points around, real high points in southern Ohio, but I found one. And I'm looking up there, just kind of enjoying the view. And I trip over something. I look down, and it's a grave marker. And I look around, and I'm standing in a cemetery on a cliff. Excuse me, like a looking over horizon. So I start kicking around, and I'm looking around and seeing all these foundations in this cemetery, and it must have been an old homestead or a small town. But I'm looking at the dates on these tombstones, and they're from like the early mid 1700s. So like that was frontiers times in the United States. But that place, I never forgot. I never forgot how to get there. I went there a couple times since then. Nobody's ever known about it. But if anything happens, that's where I would go. Exactly, living dream. It was like an old town, or I don't know. But there's like a lot of foundations. If I were to do it, I'd start out by making probably a 20 by 15, 20 by 17 cabin. That's probably how I'd start doing it. I'd start collecting logs, trees, fallen trees. Yeah, gray area would definitely be the way to go. Living gray is that's an art form in itself, going gray. Those are good skills to have too. I even bought a bunch of traps. I've never used them, but I think if you were going to be out on your own, for me personally, I think set as much as I don't like hurting animals, but you got to eat to survive. I think it would be more important to set traps than to go hunting with a gun, because it spends less energy setting traps and catching your food that way than to have to go out and gun hunt. You probably have to do a little of all of it to really survive and thrive. Chickens are a good way too. Yeah, I bought off of eBay. I bought a collection of all different size traps. Exactly, Kel. That's how people used to survive. That's how they used to live. Get their furs. People around here that I talk to that are having similar conversations that we're having, they oftentimes they think that they're just going to be eating venison all the time, and I don't think that's the case. You know, I think smaller game might be more prevalent. You might have to eat a lot of squirrel, rabbit. You got to get your protein. Raven. Hey, we could set up a community based around trolling Cecil. Ah, smoking, yes. I love canning. I always have a big garden every year. I try to. I didn't do any jarring this year. I should have, but I didn't. I had more waste than I like. Yeah, preserving food is very important. Those are all things I don't know. I need to learn those things. See, I knew that there was more people that think like I do. I think a lot of people are starting to think the way we think. I don't know how sustainable society is going to be for very much longer. The way things are going anyways. Hey, NDA. Random News is a good man. A friend of Random's is a friend of mine. Fishing would be awesome too. That's one of the biggest reasons I wanted to get this van. Yeah, I work out of it, but the main reason is I could live out of this if I had to. Is it, Raven? I feel like it's already here in the States. There's been a lot of rioting. I've never seen the United States so divided. It's either black. Everything's black and white now. There's no middle ground. People are either far-sighted this way or far-sighted this way. There's no middle pillar anymore. And it almost feels deliberate. Like people just feed into this. It's social media. It's the media in general. People they're on their phones all day, every day. I'm guilty of it too. They're consuming all this information, and it's doing a weird thing to the world. That's right. Oh yeah. I'll tell you, anything you can do in the direction of freedom, making yourself a little bit more free every day, a little bit more independent every day, you're moving it, you're doing something right. Less dependence on the government. You know, that's another big reason I wanted to start my own company, was because I just didn't want to depend on other people. I was tired of working for people, and I get it. You have to work for somebody. I mean, I get that, but I mean, there's times it's super hard for me. It'd be much easier just to go work for somebody, but there's so many things that we can do ourselves that we rely on and depend on another person to do for us, that if we would just take the time to learn these things and take it a little bit more seriously than we did yesterday, I believe we would live happier lives. We are all addicted to it. Take somebody's cell phone away from them and see how long it takes before they start acting crazy. Like, they would probably try to fight you if you took somebody's phone physically from them and said, "You're not having this back." Yeah, I can relate to that. Live your dream. I feel lucky in a sense because I grew up as a kid and like a teenager. I grew up without smartphones. So I still remember those days where the phone was attached to the wall. Oh man, AI is kind of scary too. It's crazy how they're fighting wars now too. I follow the Ukrainian war and all the drone warfare. It's crazy. It's so brutal. I mean, even warfare is not face to face anymore. It's machines killing people now. Damn. Yep. hurt my back. That's the spirit letting you know, live your dream. That's your higher power letting you know. I'm sorry you've seen some fucked up shit. I believe that. We live in different parts of the world, and it's fucked up shit is being brought to our doorsteps every day. Guys, I gotta go get some lumber. This has been a really great live stream talk. We're gonna do this again. Live your dream, Kel. Let's have another conversation on this. Live your dream. Got wood? Yeah, I do. I do got wood. I've been saving spare 2x4s and spare boards when I can. I put them all up in the rafters of my garage. Live your dream. I hope you could maybe give me a heads up before you decide you're going. At least that way I'll know my dude's doing okay, you know. But I get it. I support your decision. 110% support your decision. And I envy you. I really do envy you, because I wish I had the balls to do it myself. I'll be back. We're gonna talk more about this. I like talking in this direction. All right, love you guys. Thanks for coming in, everybody.